Hola. Let's see how we make comparisons in Spanish. In Spanish, we can compare people or things that are similar or different. You can pause the video at any point or replay as needed. Make sure you have a copy of the organizer for this video, Making Comparisons. In Spanish, you can compare people, animals, or things. You can also compare adjectives that are similar or different. To make these comparisons, you need to use specific structures. For example, if you want to compare nouns or adjectives that are different, you need to use the phrases más que or menos que. You are going to listen and watch Oscar and Victoria make some comparisons about their new schedule and their new teachers.
Este año tengo más clases que el año pasado.
Mi horario es menos interesante que tu horario.
Notice that Victoria is comparing a noun, the number of classes. Tengo más clases que el año pasado. While Oscar is comparing an adjective, interesante. Mi horario es menos interesante que el tuyo. When you want to compare nouns or adjectives that indicate more, larger, you use más que. And when you want to compare adjectives or nouns that are less, smaller, you use menos que.
El señor Teruquina es más estricto que la señora Polanco.
Señor Teruquina is stricter, more strict, than señora Polanco.
Mi horario es menos interesante que el tuyo.
Oscar's schedule is less interesting than Victoria's. In the chart below, write the phrases to compare nouns or adjectives that are different. Which phrase would you use to compare something that is more than or bigger? Which phrase would you use to compare something that is less than or smaller? Now let's see what we use when we want to compare adjectives that are the same.
Creo que la señora Herrera, mi profesora de matemáticas, es tan buena como el señor Ramírez.
Apparently, Victoria thinks that her math teacher is as good as Oscar's math teacher. She uses the expression tan buena como. Remember that in Spanish, adjectives need to agree in number and gender. So in this case, Señora Herrera, female, is being compared to Señor Ramírez. We need to keep the adjective feminine, tan buena como. If we were comparing Señor Ramírez to Señora Herrera, we would have to put the adjective in its masculine form. El señor Ramírez es tan bueno como la señora Herrera.
Mi horario es menos interesante que el tuyo.
Este año tengo más clases que el año pasado y parecen todas más interesantes también.
Estoy feliz. El señor Ramírez, mi profesor de matemáticas, es mi profesor favorito.
Creo que la señora Herrera es tan buena como el señor Ramírez. El señor Teruquina es más estricto que mi profesora, la señora Polanco.
Note that to compare nouns and adjectives that are different, we use más que or menos que. But to compare adjectives that are the same, we use tan como. Let's practice. 1. What is the phrase that we use to compare things that are more or larger? Más que. 2. What is the phrase that we use to compare things that are less or smaller? Menos que. 3. What is the phrase that we use to compare adjectives that are the same? Tan como. Listen and complete the chart. Pause the video as needed. Tengo menos prácticas de fútbol este año.
Tengo más clases que el año pasado.
Sí, y también tenemos menos tiempo libre que el año pasado.
Victoria tiene más clases que el año pasado y Oscar tiene menos tiempo libre que el año pasado. Do you remember who has a more interesting schedule?
Yo tengo un horario más interesante que Oscar.
Pero yo tengo un profesor fantástico de matemáticas.
Creo que Oscar está tan feliz como Victoria. To make comparisons of inequality and express differences between nouns or adjectives, we use the expressions más que or menos que. To make comparisons of equality express similarities between adjectives, we use the expression tan como. Fenomenal! Now you can make comparisons of equality and inequality.